Good morning, everyone. This is Vincent Meza, Listings to Leads, and the class is Top Tools for More Listings. So before we get into how to get more listings, let's just speak briefly about what we do. We help realtors build their business. We do this with a lot of social media, some free social media posting, social media ads on Google. We also have print tools. And the print tools get real high quality seller leads, listing leads. But there's a lot of ways of using our print tools. And then we also just have landing pages. We have PDF guides that are all branded to you. We have really powerful AI text follow-up. That's an add-on that's converting 10% of our leads with phone numbers. So worthwhile if you're definitely focusing on Facebook ads. And just a lot of other kind of landing pages and other kind of niche marketing for realtors. So whether you have listings or you don't have listings, there's a lot of tools to help you here. Some of them are free, completely automated. Others you can pay for ads and stuff like that. And others are in print. And there's different levels of lead volume and lead quality based on what you're doing there. Today, though, we're talking about how to get more listings. So before we dive into it, I will say we do have some resources here. Leadgenwebinars.com is where you sign up for free classes, and all of our classes are here. You can sign up for them here. We record all of our classes, including this one. Yeah, it's recorded. And they're all on this page here. So if somebody sends me a shout out or a note, I can send this back to everybody. Scott does a lot of classes on certain aspects of the platform and certain things that you might be thinking about. So definitely spending time on this page is, I think, one of the most valuable investments you can make, because we can help agents with all kinds of different aspects of real estate marketing, but you do need to know how to use it. So our YouTube channel is great if you don't have time for our live classes. Now on this GoToMeeting navigation bar, which most of us are sitting on GoToMeeting to do this, if you're on your desktop, there's a button there with a paperclip on it. And that paperclip, if you click on that, there's going to be two flyers. And I recommend that you download them and print them both. One is on Facebook and Google, which we're looking at here. I use this when I do the Facebook and Google ad class. But a lot of these ads have to do with getting more listings. And as you read it, you'll understand which ones do. And then this one, which is really important and specifically about this class, is called Top Tools for More Listings. So I'm going to read through this real quickly, and then we'll go look at it. So this one you absolutely want to print. And I think everybody wants to print and have it on their desk, because if you want more listings, you literally want to be taking an action from this every week, maybe a couple times a week. You don't have to do the whole list, but I'll read through it quickly, and then I'll tell you how I think you should apply it. So number one is mail out the nearby homeowner letter to local homeowners. This is a powerful piece of paper that we create for your listings. You want to mail this out once or twice a month to your key farm markets. Then run ads for on Facebook with pending or under contract or sold listings. And those get seller leads, right? There's not as high as quality as the nearby homeowner letter, but much easier and cheaper, right? So I think you want a volume of those, and you want the higher quality print nearby homeowner letter leads as well. Then you can create home valuation pages for your favorite farm markets, and you can use Facebook and Google to run ads to those. You can also run ads with our seller PDF guides. You do have 80 PDF guides, but 40 are for buyers and 40 are for sellers. So if you use the seller ones and you run ads on Facebook and Google, you're going to get seller leads. Now, you can also market the seller PDF guides without ads. We have e-flyers for you. We also have print tools. So there are ways to use them for free to get them out there and get leads. Then there is a market. There's number 7 here. It says it's a home sold report. This is a letter that is attached to the home value pages that you're creating. So and I'll show you how to create a home value page, and I'll show you where that letter is as well. And then there are just sold postcards. So some of you have sent out just sold postcards from your own company or your own kind of resources. Most of them have your branding and your colors and your headshot and your phone number. Ours have call to actions where people can scan with QR codes or go to a website and get answers. But to get answers, they got to give you their contact information. And that's really what our focus is, capturing leads in exchange for information. So just sold postcards from us are very helpful. We also have e-flyers for many different tools that all have call to actions built in. So if you have a good database, a good CRM of a lot of leads, you want to use that. We also have tools for sellers. We auto post to your social media accounts. We give you the ability to run ads on social media in a couple clicks, but we also give tools to the homeowners that you should definitely take advantage of, because you're getting high quality leads that are a little closer to a referral. All right. You're getting leads from your current clients, friends, and family and colleagues. And the last thing on here, and this is really important, it says upload a homeowner custom audience to Facebook for better targeting. And that is, I think, actually more important now. This should be at the top of the list. And let's start there, because that's going to give us an idea of how can we apply this. So there's a few companies that sell lists of homeowners with equity. Okay. And that's what you want if you're going to be in this game for a while, right? You need to figure out your number one farm markets and start with one. And it might be a city. It could be a small neighborhood, but it gets difficult if you do that. And there are companies like this one, Remine, RedX, ArchAgent.com, Vulcan 7, Coal Resource, that will sell you a list of homeowners with name, email, phone number, and mailing address. That's what you want. Okay. This list should be minimum 1,000 contacts long. All right. So if I typed in whatever the name of the town is, and I get a list of homeowners with those details that have more than 5 years equity, now I have something to work off of. And let me give you the list that you should work off of. It's the one I just read. And so now you have a mailing list, and you should be mailing something to that list, not the entire list, because that can get pricey, but like 1 or 2 or even 500 people on that. You shouldn't be mailing a nearby homeowner letter, or maybe a just sold postcard, or maybe the home sold report that's on the back of any of your home value pages. So you bought this list from another company. You're mailing 1 or 2 pieces every month to that group. You can also upload that list to Facebook, and you can run ads directly to those people. I don't know if you know this about Facebook. Whenever you run an ad, it's like your town, you type in the town, and a 15-mile radius. You don't know if they have equity. You don't know if they're renters. You don't know if they're 15 years old. You don't even know if they live in that area. They might have just driven through it. But if you bought a list of people with equity and you uploaded it through our platform to target them with ads, now you could be saying, hey, I have an open house, or I just sold something, or I just listed something, and you're always hitting those people. We recommend that you run an ad to that custom audience, those people, once a week. And you should take that same list and upload it to your own CRM, your Constant Contact, or your CRM, whatever you're using. And you should be using any of our flyers at least once a week. Okay. So you've got a list of homeowners with equity because you want more listings. That's why we're talking on this call today. You're going to mail those people once or twice a month. You're going to send them a free e-flyer once a week, and you're going to run an ad in front of them once a week. Okay. And all those things are right here. Now, I did talk to some agents who've been in the business for a while, and they have north of 10,000 leads, right? If you have north of 5,000 leads, you should be using our e-flyers twice a week. That's a lot of leads, and not everybody opens every email that you send. So if you have a lot of leads, you should definitely be using our e-flyers. So these are the tools. This is what you need to be working off of and checking this list out. This is inside the chat panel here. There's a paperclip. If you're watching this on a recording, you can ask support for this, or you can email me at Vince@listings2leads. Let's get into the system and let's go look at it. So your listings should be hitting the system automatically. right? We can get your MLS email, and then we reach into our partner list hub, and your listings just start dropping in. And a number of the tools that we create automatically, we email to you. Okay. And some of the tools that are on that list, we email to you. Whenever you log in, we drop you right on the dashboard right here, right? And you can do all leads, but we want to focus on seller leads, especially on this class. So let's just click on that one. And this will give you an idea of where some of those tools are, right? That I just mentioned. So the first thing we want to be thinking of is running ads on Facebook, right? And if you click create ad on Facebook, you can do that with either a listing, like a just sold listing, or a home valuation landing page, or any of the 40 PDF guides I mentioned. You do that right here. There's also the marketing later stage tools. So the nearby homeowner letter is here, and just sold postcards are here. Now, there are also landing pages for homeowners, like free home values, investors, penny on the dollar, our marketing. This is our listing presentation, and just various landing pages for homeowners that you can click on marketing. And I'll click through these and show you. And as I mentioned, there are PDF guides. There are 40. And if you click on marketing tools, you can various ways to market. So if you're looking at this and you're thinking, how am I going to do all this? It's right here on the dashboard for seller lead gen, right? Right here. So it's all right here. So let's start at the top. What do you do with Facebook? First, the minimum thing you got to do is market sold listings. Okay, I've got a property that's sold here. I want to leave it on lead ads. And I think you always want to use lead ads because you're getting name, email, and phone number from Facebook. Okay. And let's click create ad. And by the way, you can borrow listings from your office. It's pay attention to your local rules. But let's say there's a farm market that you want to build a business in, but you don't have listings there. You could say to somebody in your office, hey, you just sold that property. Can I market that? Because if I run an ad like this, it says, hey, it's sold. It affects your home value. Click here for your free home value. So this is how you get seller leads. All right. And all you got to do is click create ad, and boom, that's it. You can customize this. You can say, hey, we got 5 offers. We sold above asking, things like that. We sold in 2 weeks, right? That all is going to be an incentive for me to respond to your ad. But you can just very easily click create ad. Now, I want you to understand that when you run an ad on Facebook and it's like on a sold property, just like this, these leads cost about $7 each. So if you divide 7 into 50, you would expect 7 leads. Now, I mentioned lead ads a couple minutes ago. I'm just going to show you what that means. That means that this form, when somebody clicks on it, they get asked these questions. And one, it says full name, email, and phone number. Okay. And when people click on it, that form shows up, but it's already populated from their profile. So whoever sees your ad and clicks on it, they're going to be looking at this form, and it says, do you want that information? And there's only one answer, yes. So they're delivering that contact information. It's already typed in. They're not typing in anything. And they know they sent it to you. And that kind of gets to conversion. Okay. What do you do when you get that lead from us and we email it to you or we drop in your CRM? You might think you should call them, right? I'm sure many of you do. And you might experience the fact that nobody really wants to talk to you and they're just going to tell you, oh, I don't know. Text them with simple questions back and forth until they're ready to talk. If you go over here to our leads page, you will see that we have AI text follow-up. We do that for you. And that text follow-up, that AI is converting 10% of our leads to phone calls. Now, you need a phone number in a lead to use the text AI, right? Because it's texting that phone number. So if you're using a lot of Facebook ads and getting Facebook leads, you're going to get almost all your leads are going to have name, email, phone number that are actionable. If you're using flyers or print tools, you probably won't be getting phone numbers, but you can work them other ways. So anyway, this is a just sold ad. let's go back to the dashboard and go through the rest of the list. So let's see here. If you wait for this. Boy, that's the problem. Things seem to be running a little bit slow here. So give me a second to refresh this. And let me ask you this. If you can, Vince, the recent stance by, yeah, I can talk a little bit about that. That's new. So Richard's asking the questions. Can I address the recent stance by Facebook that they will be vetting ads with landing pages and not allowing them to run? This is brought by Jared J. Okay, I saw that video. So let's do another ad. Okay, let's do it. To answer Richard's question, then this is a real thing and I'll explain it to you. I'm going to do a landing page ad for seller leads. And I'm going to do one Property Valuation Plus on Walnut Creek. Okay, this is the instant home value. And right here, I have a choice. And I mentioned this earlier, lead ads. Okay, lead ads means when the person sees the ad, they click on it and a form pops up. That's designed by Facebook. Okay. That I don't think is the problem, Richard. Here's the problem. When you have a traffic ad, let's do that. Let's do a traffic ad and see what that looks like. And what the issue seems to be, I'll answer it to you. So here I have an ad. It's for Walnut Creek. I put a picture of a local shopping mall of Walnut Creek, so everybody knows that. That's local, so hopefully they respond. I do have a class on Facebook and Google, and I go on detail about how this cannot work, right? But here's the thing. So this here might be a problem, right? Just so you know. So what Richard is saying is Facebook is pulling down posts and ads on Facebook that realtors are putting on their business pages. And one of the reasons why is if you are directing them to another place, like, hey, see my ad, click on this and drop on my MLS, or drop on this and drop on my website, that's a problem, right? This ad, because it is a traffic ad, what it's meant to do is it's supposed to show up to people who live in a 15-mile radius of Walnut Creek. It says, hey, what's your home worth? Recent home sales have affected your home. Click here to get an instant home value. And when you click on this, it's going to drive a person to a different page. Okay. And that is a problem. Okay, Richard, that is what Facebook is saying. If you drive people off of our platform to somewhere else, we're probably going to turn this page off. Okay, this ad up. Is that do you understand that answer, Richard? And does everybody else understand that? Because that's actually a recent problem and you don't want that problem. And I think that the solution, and I'll know more later this week, I just got back from vacation. The solution is to use lead ads, as I always recommend anyway, because you get name, email, and phone number with it. So if I click on generate seller leads and I run the same exact ad, but instead of traffic, I use it as lead ads, we're not driving anybody anywhere, right? We're not pointing them to our website. We're not pointing them to our MLS. We're not pointing them to a landing page or a squeeze page. We're just leaving them right on Facebook. And Facebook doesn't seem to have a problem with that from what I can see. Okay. We're back here on this page. Let's do a PDF guide ad. And there's if what I just said is a situation, let's look at where that's going to be. So this one here, how do I avoid foreclosure, right? Or short sale. So this is for a seller, homeowner. And let's create an ad. And it's going to say, do a lead ad or do a traffic ad. Okay. Yes, Richard has a good question. I understand. But isn't that the reason for creating a landing page? And I just did one last week and did not get any traffic at all. The same exact and got over 30 contacts. Yeah. So that is exactly the reason to create a landing page, is to drive people to it and to have them fill it out. And that worked for you. That it's still going to work on Google, but Facebook is telling you that's not going to work anymore. So that's why you didn't get any results the last time. You can still do the exact same page, but you just want to use Facebook lead ads. You don't want to drive traffic, because if you drive traffic, that thing's going to get pulled down. Okay. And you can do either, but you want lead ads from Facebook if you want this ad to work, because it says the exact same thing, right? It says, hey, short sale affects your home. What are the ideas, right? You type in the name of the city, you create an ad, and then when they click on it, their name, email, and phone number sitting there. And Facebook doesn't mind that. They mind it when you take the traffic to another page, because they think whatever they think, right? So when we go to the dashboard and we want to get sellers, we can run ads on sold properties, on under contract properties, on pending properties. We can run ads on landing pages for homeowners. We just want to do it as a lead ad, not a traffic ad. And we can run ads on 40 different PDF guides. There's a lot of ads that you can run on Facebook to get seller leads. Okay. Now you can also create ads on Google for landing pages and PDF guides. Both of these are sending people to landing pages. Wait, hold on a second. I'm getting a message. I'm going to turn off my camera. It looks like my computer's getting bogged down. Okay. So can you hear me all right, everybody? Turn off camera. Well, I don't know what that means. Okay. Give me a thumbs up or put it in the cut. Richard, can you still hear me? I'm getting a tech flag over here. So you can also run ads on Google. Okay. Thank you, Richard. These are only traffic ads. Okay. So the person sees an ad on Google. They're going to land on a landing page. They're going to land on a PDF guide. Higher quality leads, but more expensive leads. Okay. And there's a reason why. Okay. Let me explain that. Google is the number one website in the country. Okay. And this 86% of all questions asked on the internet are asked on this page. How much to sell my home? Do I need a realtor to sell my home? Are there taxes? Whatever about selling a home, 86% of the time happen right here. Okay. So if you want to compete there, you run ads with Google and you drive them to any of our PDF guides, or maybe your landing page. I'm not seeing any comments from attendees. Now, there is no comments. That's why I read them out, Karen. So if you have a question, you put it right where you put your question, and I'll answer the, I just read the questions, right? So Karen's saying, hey, I don't see the questions from other people. And that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to our chart, our thing here. So we've talked about running ads. We haven't talked about property valuation page and nearby homeowner letter. Let's go back to the nearby homeowner letter. And remember that I said you want to run an ad every week to your target, your most important farm market. Now, let's go back to the dashboard. Sorry. So we're here. We want to look at our pending and sold properties, right? I have a property that's sold here. So let's click on market listing. And there are two tools that are important for getting listing leads. There's three tools, actually. Number one is the nearby homeowner letter. Okay. And this letter, it's very simple. And we keep it simple because we want people to act on it, right? We don't want a lot of reading. We don't want a lot of distractions. I'm downloading it right now. It's taking a second. We'll see it here in just a second. It's not the sexiest thing in the world, but it works. It says, hey, we just sold a home. Go there or scan that. And when you land on it, because it's sold, it's going to offer a free home value. But the letter also says that's going to affect your free home value, and go here to go get your free home value. Now, this is a landing page, right, for home value. I can click on it and show you the landing page because I'm on my computer. But normally, this is a piece of paper, right, that you mailed to somebody, and that's going to allow, you're mailing that to people with equity, right? Now, we have a company here called Express Copy, all right? And they are a printing partner. We're not taking a rev share or anything. We just found them, and they do something that's very important. Let me show you. I've got my account connected. Oh, please add zip code, so I'm missing the zip code here. Give me a second. And where is, so because it's a printer, to use this feature, I have to have a zip code in. For some reason, it was missing. So now if I click print and mail, Express Copy will take this letter and they'll download it and they'll mail it to 100 people. If I click this button here, who have more than 6 years equity. So you remember how I was saying go buy a list from Remine or Redx or whatever? Here, you don't actually have to buy a list. You could say, hey, mail it to people with more than 6 years equity and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mile radius, and boom, click there. They'll download it. They will fold it and they'll put it in envelopes. It'll be from your address to their address. It's $1.85 a piece per piece, and you can do it in 20 or 50 or whatever. I know one lady in the mastermind group borrowed a listing from another agent. She was going to sit at the open house over the weekend. She printed up 50 of these and just door knocked the neighborhood and said, hey, I've got an open house. And the bottom link, she got her own listing that weekend because it said, hey, I'm selling a home in your area. There's an open house this weekend. And that affects your home value. So this letter is very powerful. Now, we do have a mastermind group on Facebook. It's where Scott and I share a lot of information that new technology and things that we're hearing, but also our clients share information there. Like, give me a second here. We're getting to the mastermind group. Now, when you get here, if you can, write down these names. Kat Motley, Dustin Fox, Chris Winstead, and Alicia Pless. These are all different people, but they're all using our stuff, and they've all been using this nearby homeowner letter. So I showed you how that company can mail it automatically for you. A couple clicks, right? Pat here, she always mails out 100 when she has something just listed, and when the home sells, another 100 to the same area, right? So it'll say just sold, and this one's sold. So she does something that no other client's ever done. She prints out the 100, then she uses Microsoft Publisher, and she prints on the back of the letter. And then she hand writes these things. And that little red stamp looks like it's like a stamp that she bought, but it's actually done by Microsoft Publisher. It makes it look really local, right? Why would she go through all that work if we can do it in 2 clicks with Express Copy? The first 100 got her 4 people calling her who wanted their home value. The second batch, which is the batch we're looking at, got her another 4 listings. All 8 of those people wanted to sell their home with her from this one home and 200 pieces of handwritten mail. Now, Dustin Fox, another great example of using the same letter. That is the nearby homeowner letter. It looks like this. We have it on every listing, and many of our clients mail out 1 or 2 or 300 when they have something just listed, and another 1 or 2 or 300 when they have a home just sold, whether they use Express Copy or they do it themselves. Okay. Another easy thing is if you have a sold property, we have door hangers. We have them for every door direct. We have them, you can use our printer, Express Copy, they'll mail them for you. Notice there's a hyperlink and a QR code on the front, and there's a hyperlink on the back of the postcard. This is all call to actions to get you listing leads. If you're doing just sold marketing, you should be using our tools, because I'm pretty sure none of your other just sold marketing has any call to actions other than your phone number and a great headshot of you. And so you're asking people to call you. We're asking people to get free information in return for contact information. So there's another great tool here. We email it to you. It says share on seller social media. And this one seems to be the one that's hardest for our clients to understand. So you get an email and it looks like this, and we tell you, hey, send this to your homeowner. You actually want to do this when you have a home that's just listed, and again, when it's open house, but let's just focus since we got a sold property. So you should be using this in each of those 3 instances. And it says, hey, our home is just sold, and we want to recommend you at your office for doing an excellent job. And we'll let this post so you can see it. And here's your phone number and email address in front of all of your current clients, friends, and family and colleagues. As long as this landing page or as long as that listing is sitting in your account, we've had clients say, "Oh, I'm getting listing leads. I don't even know how." And it's because they're sharing these with their clients' social media. And if you know anything about a Facebook ad, they usually expire in 7 days and disappear. Here, they don't ever disappear. They just sit on your client's wall, right? And then their friends and their family or their relatives, they log in one day, maybe weeks or months later, and they go, "Oh, they sold their home. Oh, that's interesting. I'm thinking of selling mine." And they click on it, and we drive them up to this single property website that we automatically created for you. And within some seconds, this page pops up and says, "Would you like your free?" That is a great way of getting free seller leads. And they're high quality because they're actually coming from your friends of your current clients who are saying, "You are great." Right. So don't ignore that. We email those tools to you. And that's something that many people just they can't be bothered to read the instructions and use it, but that's how you use it. Okay. So when you have a listing, seller social media, the nearby homeowner letter, and just sold postcards, that's how you multiply your listings with your listings and just sold ads on Facebook. That's number one. Okay. So let's go back to the list. And where are we? We said, okay, we've got sold postcards. I think the thing that we haven't done is we haven't talked about landing pages and PDF guides. So let's go do the PDF guides first. Now, when you log in, when you sign up with us, the very first thing that happens is we say, "Hey, put your picture in, put your logo and your colors." So all these are going to be branded to you on every page. And there are 80 of them, but 40 are for sellers. And these are the ones you want to focus on to get more listings. Okay. And let's just do 12 mistakes to avoid. Click on marketing tools. And this gets us to like the area where we can market. And number one, run ad on Facebook and listing ad. Now, back to the original question that Richard was asking, what would happen if I ran it like this with lead ads? No problem. If I change this to a traffic ad and drive people to a landing page, it looks almost exactly the same, but Facebook's not going to like that. So we're not going to be doing that. I hope everybody understands that. You use Facebook with lead ads, I think you'll stay out of trouble because it's all inside their environment and they're not worried about that. You could also run an ad on Google, and I don't have my Google ad account. I got to fix that back up, but it's just one click. It's like type in the name. It's going to show the text that you need, and you type in the name of the town you want to focus on and click create ad. It's going to create it on Google. More expensive leads, higher quality leads. We actually had a client run this exact PDF guide on Google and say, "Hey, I got a listing from wanting one ad." Right. Now, social media post is free. And when you do the setup, we can actually turn on social media auto posting. We can auto post all of your PDF guides throughout the year. Depending on the size of your networks, you might actually get a few free leads. But if you really want a lot of leads, you got to focus on Facebook and Google for that. They're short form video scripts. I actually saw somebody in the mastermind group who did a video because we give them a script and you download it and then you share it to your socials. And he shared it into the mastermind group and said, "Hey, this is a video that I got from your script." Now, remember when I said here that you need to email an e-flyer to your database once or twice a week. There's an e-flyer for your database on every PDF guide. And there are 80 of these. So that's more than one a week, right? There are also landing email flyers on the landing pages, and there are email flyers, e-flyers on every one of your properties at every different status. So there's a lot of reasons to copy our flyers and paste them and drop them on your current leads, okay, if they're in your CRM. That link and that picture are going to drive to a landing page, and that link are going to drive to pages that also capture leads, okay? But this is happening in your email, so Facebook has nothing to do with that, okay? Now there's a database, you want a call script, you want a print flyer. A lot of our clients are using these print flyers in their open houses now. They're getting those little picture frames or the little plastic, acrylic, clear tabletop frames and putting these around their open houses because people who are walking through an open house often own a house. And so they can download a PDF guide for free as long as they give you their contact information. They put these in the laundry room and the office, and wherever you're not standing, you have one of these, right? There's also postcards and door hangers. Lots of ways to market all of your PDF guides, right? Now, you also have landing pages. And one of the most important landing pages is an instant home value page. Okay. And I want to point this out. When you sign up with us, you get a handful of these pages already created. Okay. And the number one that is created is this one. It says free home values. And I want you to have a look at that because I don't know where you guys are. Like, I physically don't know what city you're in. But if that picture in the background doesn't look like your area, click on background over here and change that photo so that so that it looks like your neighborhoods, right? And it doesn't have to be a street like this. It could be a landmark, it could be a downtown area or something that everybody in your market's going to know. Because we integrate this page with a lot of your tools automatically. So if it doesn't look like your market, it's not going to be very effective. But you can also create them for your favorite markets. So I have a farm market here in Glendale, and this is one of the malls, the big mall. Everybody knows this in Glendale, right? I have one here for Folsom. And Folsom has a really beautiful lake with an old bridge, and you can walk across this bridge. So this landing page, it's going to speak to the people who live in Folsom, right? Now, I don't know where your areas are. I have a little neighborhood near me called Release Valley. And to drive into Release Valley is a swim club right at the entrance of that neighborhood. So everybody who lives there knows that place. And if you're trying to get listings in that area, you want a photograph that speaks to those people because you're going to mail something to them or run ads to them. And that's the gist of that, right? You want to create that landing page. It's called Property Valuation Plus. That's the instant home value. And then once you do that, it looks generic. It looks like this. It's got a coffee cup on it. And that's not really going to be too comforting. Remember, you might be mailing something. You might be running an ad on Google. You might be running an ad on Facebook. And you're asking them for their name, email, and phone number and address. And I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of scams on the internet and on phones, right? You can get a phone, you can get a text. There's so many ways to get scammed that people don't want to be giving anybody their name, phone number, and email address. So if you're going out super generic and asking this information, you're not going to have a lot of success. If you've got something in there that looks remotely like their area, they're going to be more likely to fill that out. So take a moment and make sure that you are putting something that resonates with that local market, right? Once you've created that, let's click on marketing tools, just like we did on the PDF guides. You will notice that you can run an ad on Facebook on it. Pretty easy. I do recommend, if we're showing you traffic, that you're doing lead ads so you don't get your ad kicked off, right? You can run an ad on Google. You can share it for free on your social media accounts. I don't know how that's going to be, Richard, that question about getting things removed, because I'm talking about ads, but I actually think posts, this would be a problem. A post is free and it could sit there forever. But if you're driving people to another page, I would imagine that this gets pulled down. Okay. Now, e-flyer for your database. If you've got a bunch of homeowners in your area, like I said, you're going to buy one. You can drop this on your email list, and that's great for you. Right. Now there's postcards and door hangers, just like you have for the PDF guides. We actually have a client down in San Antonio, and many of our clients are starting to do this now, who created a landing page for San Antonio and takes this door hanger and sends it over to Vistaprint, that printing company. And I guess they have a really good rate when you're printing in groups of 1,000. Okay. And so there'll be a big hole here for the doorknob, but this is a really simple way of just walking the neighborhood, not even door knocking, just hanging it and walking down the neighborhood. If you've got a neighborhood where you want more listings, this could be a really smart way of doing that. right? Because they can scan and get their free home value just like that. And our clients who do this, they literally have them by the end of the day. So so those are the kind of the print ways. There's an email way and there's ads and social media ways. There's even a lady, I don't know if you guys know that coach Amanda Albright. She sends people to us all the time. And all she tells them is, hey, I take this QR code and I put it on everything I print over the years. And now I just keep mailing print things out and I just keep getting seller leads because that QR code says scan here for your free home value. So, those QR codes are automatically generated for every page. So we've talked about landing pages, and let's go back here and make sure we're tying to this. Right. So we said, hey, run ads on your PDF guides, market your PDF guides, create a home valuation landing page. I showed you how to run an ad on Facebook and Google. One thing I didn't mention is the home sold report. So let's go over here. And so we call it here a circle prospecting letter, but this is the home sold report. So let's look at it. You'll notice that it looks a lot like the nearby homeowner letter, which is our number one tool. I think this is not number one because this is harder for people to find. If you're on this class, you'll see it because we're talking about it right now. And this one, it says, hey, April home sales are in on Glendale. You should edit this and say 20 homes sold. The high was here. Scan here because that affected your home value. There's also this page, which is your client review page, which has all your reviews and all your listings. So you can capture leads there too. So when I said earlier, like buy a list of homeowners with equity and mail tools to them, the things that you want to mail are either that letter, the nearby homeowner letter, or this letter, which is the home sold report. Either a just sold postcard, this, which is pointing to a home valuation landing page, or the nearby homeowner letter that's pointing to a listing. Okay. These are all designed to get you seller leads, and you're mailing it to people with equity. And the value there, like if you're using here, it's not just running out random on the internet. You're mailing it to people with equity. So if they opened it up and they read it and they walked to their own computer and gave you their information, that is a very high quality lead. Okay. And you want to keep following up with that. You can drop off PDF guides on their door every week. You can knock, you can mail, you can call them or text them. Okay. So that's how, if you go to the landing page section, you can create landing pages for all your farm markets. Ideally, you bought a list so you can mail that landing page or postcards to that landing page to the same people. So I think we've covered everything on this page. Do you have any questions of what I've been talking about today? Because that's the story. Yeah. I think to just go over it one more time, you can do all this from the dashboard when you click generate seller leads. You can run ads on Facebook. You can run ads on Google. You can run ads on landing pages or PDF guides or on listings. You can market your later stage and sold homes with Facebook ads or with e-flyers or with print tools. And you've got seller landing pages that you can market for free on social media. You can run ads on social media and Google. You can take e-flyers and blast your lists with those, and you can print things and mail to those people. And the same is true for PDF guides, right? So that's my story. There's a lot to it. This document is, by now, I hope you've downloaded this and printed this. This is something that you should have taped to your desk. If you want more listings, you don't want to be doing something once a month and think that you're going to be generating a lot of listings. You want to be acting on this every week, not the entire list, but hopefully you understand how to use this based on this call. So we have a great support team who can help you there. You can always jump in the mastermind group and ask questions there of how that works. But I hope that helps you, and get on the mastermind group as soon as you can. Oh, what I forgot to mention, but actually there is a great resource up here. Inside the account on the top left is marketing calendar. There's a daily calendar. Scott actually does a class on this of how to use this. It's all very effective. And if you don't have a lot of business, you should be using this. But there's also a resource page here, and this gets us to our YouTube channel, to our Instagram posts, which has our short videos, 1-minute videos. our mastermind group, which I mentioned, and then live webinars. You can sign up for live webinars here. That's it for me, guys. Thanks for joining me today. This call has been recorded and it will be on our YouTube channel probably later today or tomorrow. So take care, everybody. Hope this helped. Have a great day.